vitamin D3, or you can do 2,000 vitamin D3. That's up to you. Most of us go with the 2,000 vitamin D3 because I don't have to buy vitamin D anymore because it's in this formula. So let me show you what the breakdown looks like. You can do 50, 100, 200, 400, or 600 capsules. I'm gonna go right to 600 because you have to see this. Normally, we would charge $399.90 for 600 capsules. The price today is $169.90. Wow, $230 savings if you're ordering the 600 capsule size.
The thing to note is that's a little bit more than a quarter for any of us who still look at change nowadays. Used to you need to use it for payphones or vending machines, not anymore. But a quarter, 25 cents for a capsule. So typically my vitamin D is among the most affordable in the world at less than a dime a capsule for say 2,000 IU.
Right.
The same thing for my B12, which is the only B12 that's orally absorbable and it's a natural methyl B12 natural coenzyme form. Gosh. That's less than a dime a capsule, really affordable. Same with our vitamin C, less than a dime a capsule. So if you look at all those three things, it still costs you more today, well, costs you less today if you add in the 200 milligrams of CoQ10. So essentially, if you wanted vitamin C or vitamin D or B12, the CoQ10 is free.
Yeah, let me show you that. This is unbelievable. So if you're ordering the 600 cap size, right? So if you were just to buy the vitamin D3, just 600 caps of the vitamin D3, it's $108. The vitamin B12 in this formula, you'd be spending $108. The vitamin C, you'd be spending almost $75. So just the three extra, this is not including Coenzyme Q10, you're at $291.
And by the way, even if you looked at those prices when we had done them as today's specials,
right,
it would still be more expensive than the today's special.
I believe that.
Today.
I mean, you guys,
CoQ10, and that doesn't include the CoQ10.
That doesn't include the CoQ10.
Yep.
At $169.90, you could not buy that. You're saving $130 almost off that. So that is what we're talking about here. I mean, this is a really exciting day to stock up on the world's finest coenzyme Q10. Again, not all CoQ is created equal. Andrew is he is working with the most important and significant coenzyme Q10 manufacturer in the world. And because you have done business with them a long time and you've created a wonderful relationship, you are able to pass along massive savings to all of us.
The real difference is that I initially offered CoQ10 back in 1984. CoQ10 really wasn't on the map anywhere until probably the early 2000s. So I've been offering CoQ10, and again, it dates me. I've been offering CoQ10 for 34 years.
Wow.
So no one has better experience with CoQ10. And again, just the amount of CoQ10 that we use today for today's special would place us in the largest purchasers of CoQ10 in the world, which is why we have this opportunity once a year to create a product like this with a savings like this. And again, a lot of folks will tell you CoQ10 is the most important thing in terms of energy production, highest concentrations in the heart, brain, liver, and they talk all about CoQ10 and their product focuses on CoQ10 and usually contains all sorts of other additives and components like that, but it doesn't contain other nutrients that anyone who looks at the science realizes that many of us struggle with other nutrients that CoQ10 needs to do its job. So it's, as they say, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. So it's naive to think that as important as CoQ10 is, that if you deliver just CoQ10 magically, everything is delivered with it. It doesn't work that way. So that's why we make sure, and that's why this product is virtually perfectly reviewed. I think the positive reviews are about 97%. It's hard to get 70 or 80% of people to agree nowadays, certainly, to agree on anything, but to think that 97+% of people agree that this is an exceptional product, wow. I think it's a testament to how well it works. It's a testament to what it delivers. And I want to talk about wide-ranging benefits beyond the benefits to the heart. There are benefits to how our brain functions, our gums. It's interesting. My dog Lincoln, I wasn't giving him much CoQ10. I give him Ultimate Eye, I give him other things. I wasn't giving him much CoQ10, but he had a dental cleaning and his gums weren't healthy. So it's typical, he's 10.5 years old. Mm-hmm. So I started putting CoQ10 in his food for his gums. it's like he's always energetic and healthy and fit and active with me, but he's like a new dog.
Wow.
And CoQ10 is something that we're going to be doing. We're going to, in the future, I know I've promised this, we're going to start making pet supplements using the same ingredients we right now, but balancing them for pets. But CoQ10, it's such a critical molecule in every single cell in our body. Just if you talk in terms of, I think one of the most common complaints we all have is, we just don't feel as good as we used to, or as energetic as we used to. That CoQ10 is the central molecule in terms of energy production. Yeah, if you want to feel more energy, you can get a coffee or an espresso or drink one of those 2-hour, 3-hour, whatever they are, energy drinks. But all that is a stimulant. It's a central nervous system stimulant. It's going to change things in your body that ultimately there are consequences after the fact. You might feel the energy in the short term, but it's really not delivering more energy, certainly in the long term or the midterm. The most common sense approach to having more energy is simply delivering to your cells the component that as we get older is absolutely unequivocally less available. CoQ10, as critical as it is to transport the electrons, that is the energy we experience, we think of us as having these lives that we're living lives, we're out in the world living lives. It's electrons being transported in cells, in the mitochondria in cells in our body that allows all of us to feel this energy that we feel. And CoQ10 is central to the transport of electrons. And just as a good example, or actually as a bad example, the myocardium has more CoQ10. I think the lungs probably have about, what is it, probably 5 milligrams per cc. I have the data here, whereas the heart is over 100 milligrams. And the heart is the highest concentration in our body. But the heart's capacity to produce CoQ10 when we're 80 years old is less than half of what it is when we're 30 years old. And we wonder why our cardiac function changes. We wonder why our energy level changes. It's because the availability of the central molecule for energy production in our body becomes limited as we get older.
And one thing, in case you are just stopping in, it's a new day on the East Coast. This is our best value of the day. I want to remind everybody, this is the only time that Andrew includes basically free vitamin D3 in the formula. Now, if you don't want vitamin D3, you can buy just the CoQ10 with everything else except the vitamin D3 in the formula. You can also choose the vitamin D3 1000 or the vitamin D3 2000. The vast majority of that little clicker down there, the 8700, the vast majority of those people ordering are getting the 2000. Why? Because now you don't have to buy a separate vitamin D product. It's in the formula. That's over $100 worth of, if you're ordering the 600 cap, over $100 worth of vitamin D is in that formula. You're getting that, it's like buying 600 capsules of the vitamin D 2000. So that's pretty exciting stuff. And then on top of that, you get the B complex, you get everything else that, you know, I mean, this is like, reads like a little mini multivitamin when you look at the grid.
To sum it up, if you just went back 20 years, and this is what's exciting for me, if you went back 20 years, 200 milligrams, it used to be, rule of thumb was CoQ10 would cost you about a penny a milligram. In other words, 200 milligrams would be a little over $2. So today, that little over $2 is a little over 20 cents or a little over 25 cents.
Yeah, look at your chart you gave me here.
But then when you add, that's just from...
This is from 2000 to 2006. If we were comparing apples to apples today.
The same milligram quantity.
Same milligram quantity. If you were buying the 600, it would be $1,552. That would be the regular HSN price. I mean, look at that.
By the way, and it doesn't contain vitamin D. It didn't contain as much B12, didn't contain the same vitamin C and B complex. So it's a much more sophisticated and comprehensive formula today. But from 2000 to 2006, it was a bargain at that price.
Right.
A bargain
and it was
at that
30
price.
milligrams back then.
Yeah. And so today, with 200 milligrams, and again, it's an opportunity. We've heard for years we should test our vitamin D levels. The most popular separate supplement is vitamin C. If you look at the science, the two vitamins that are most deficient in the American population, 80 to 100% of us are deficient in vitamin D. Majority of us deficient in B12 or insufficient in B12. You get your vitamin D and B12, the most popular separate supplemented vitamin C. You get all three of those. And to get all 3 of those for a little over 20 cents a capsule, and because we don't use additives, all 3 of them fit in there. And the capsule, I'll show you, the capsule's small. So because we don't use additives, binders, fillers, that capsule, what you see is what you get. You get the vitamin C.
It's amazing
so
that you get all of those wonderful things in that one easy to swallow capsule.
And that beautiful bright yellow color, another question I frequently answer, is what artificial color, what do I use to color that? Nothing. That's Mother Nature at work. That is the beautiful natural color of coenzyme Q10. So if your coenzyme Q10 product doesn't look like that, you're not looking at coenzyme Q10, or there's other binders or fillers or other components. As I've said many times before, an ingredient called ubiquinol, and I recorded a blog on this recently. Ubiquinol and ubiquinone are both CoQ10. Ubiquinol just costs 5 times more or more than that. And ubiquinol, the bulk of the science, by bulk I mean probably 95 to 98% of the science, maybe more, is on the ingredient we're talking about here, ubiquinone. I see no compelling science to require anyone to spend more. The only person who benefits when you spend more on ubiquinol is the person selling it to you. And ethically, I'm not comfortable selling something for 5 times more when, as far as I'm concerned, when you spend 1/5 as much, you're getting just as much benefit. And that's exactly why this is the product I deliver. In fact, I've had ubiquinol available for those folks who've wanted it, and I'm going to discontinue it in the future because I just don't view it as an adequate value. You can get 5 times as much if you're taking 100 or 200 milligrams of ubiquinol. You could take 1,000 milligrams of ubiquinone, this ingredient, for the same value. Or you could take the same 100 milligrams and invest in other products, whether it's omega-3s or eye support, something like that. So again, it doesn't make sense to spend more unless you get more. And I'd rather see you invest less and get more benefit. And that's exactly what you get today, once a year, because, and you could see the counter on this product, and the most of those are the large size, so you multiply the large size by 600 capsules. It's tens of millions of capsules that allows us to do this once a year. And it's an exciting opportunity because there is no more important. My Today Specials are all intended to be very important, very meaningful products supported by abundant science. There's no more important product than that which I'm delivering and talking about here today. And I'll dig into the science. I'll read some of the quotes in a moment.
I want to show you, Jan, you brought a lot of different charts, and this one also is very helpful to understand. Again, you're deciding how much vitamin D you want in your formula. 0 vitamin D, 1,000 vitamin D, or 2,000 vitamin D. This chart that I'm showing you right here is if you were buying the vitamin D separately, you would be spending $507.92 to buy the CoQ10 600 capsules and to buy 600 capsules of the vitamin D3. The price would actually be $507.92. Normally, here's the savings. Let me give you an example of that. Here's another chart just to show you. Normally, the CoQ10 would be $399.75. The vitamin D, 600 capsules of the vitamin D3 would be $108.17, right? So you're looking at a total of over $500. Here's your savings right here. So that's what I wanted you to understand, is that this is, if you were buying vitamin D separately, 50 capsules separately, 100 separate, 200, 400, 600, that is the actual, if purchased separately, price in this column. And again, the Today's Special price, this is unequivocally the greatest value of the year. We do this once a year. Look at the savings across the board. I mean, it is very, very exciting. And again, we have a lot of first-time customers stopping by. Stephen, our producer, is telling us, thank you so much. We welcome you. If you're waiting to speak with a representative, we'll get somebody with you in just a moment. So please be patient with us. If you can log on to hsn.com, you can cut right to the front of the line on hsn.com. Just choose the size you'd like. We offer flex pay on the larger sizes, which means you make your first flex payment. We send this home to you. You have a guarantee a money-back guarantee till the end of January. So new customers, we welcome you. If you're restocking tonight, go for it. The 2,000, if you want the one with the 2,000 vitamin D3, 2,000 in the formula, that is definitely, of that clicker, a big chunk of that is the 2,000.
And just, I want to let everyone know, as busy as we are right now, there is zero risk of our running out of product in the next, whatever, 16, 18 hours. So if it's busy, you could be patient. Don't worry about it. We'll be fine. We've done this every year for, I think, for about 20 years. And the last few years, again, normally I do a Vitamin D Today special. It was one of our biggest, most successful Today specials. But I combine vitamin D in with CoQ10 here, and that's why we don't do a Vitamin D Today special anymore, because I'd rather give it away. I'd rather see you get the vitamin D. There was enough room in the capsule for us to do that. And we used to do our vitamin B today, our B12 Today special. We don't do that anymore, because now you get your B12 and your CoQ10. This is our most popular Today special, our most popular product. So you get your vitamin D, you get your B12, you get your vitamin C. So the only time we really talk about vitamin C differently is, let's say, last month, when we start thinking about going back to school and immune system and things like that. So those three alone, you could enjoy the world's best vitamin C, vitamin D, B12, B-complex supplement for a bargain price, literally just over 20 cents a capsule or 30 cents a capsule in the smaller sizes. And you get free 200 milligrams of CoQ10, which is typically one of the most expensive ingredients in the world.
One thing I wanted to mention real quick, I forgot to tell all of you, we are streaming live on HSN's Facebook page. If you'd like to stop by, if you have any comments or questions for us, Andrew has a couple of his team members there to answer questions. So if you... Actually, people are asking if there's FlexPay. Yes, of course, we have FlexPay available. But anything else, if you'd like to leave a comment, leave a question, we will try to get to those. We'll try to share some of those. Stephen will monitor that, try to share some with Andrew throughout the course of this presentation. And
the 600 capsules, I would say for most people, 1 or 2 capsules is all you need to take. Another question I'm often asked, is this okay to take with a cholesterol-lowering statin drug? Is it okay to take with drugs or medicines? CoQ10 is something your body makes. Unfortunately, as we get older, it doesn't make enough of it. The levels go down. So there's nothing in this product that should conflict with any drug or medicine. In fact, most medicines we take, cholesterol-lowering statin drugs in particular, lower our body's CoQ10 levels. It's no wonder why one of the top side effects of a statin drug is fatigue. Being tired. Also muscle aches, because of the role that CoQ10 also plays as an antioxidant in terms of our muscle tissue. And again, the highest levels of CoQ10 in our body, in the heart muscle, also in skeletal muscle. A lot of folks, another common question is, well, if I could get this from my diet, just tell me what I need to eat, and I'll get it from my diet. I don't need to take a supplement. I wish I could answer that question in a way that could give you a meaningful solution other than supplementing. But if we look here, we're going to look at the best sources of CoQ10 in the human diet. And the best sources are going to be things like pork shoulder. And again, it's a muscle, because CoQ10 is necessary for all energy production. How do muscles work? They need energy. That's where we burn more energy than any other part of our body. So as you could see, a serving size, 4 ounces, even a half a pound of pork would be 10 milligrams of CoQ10.
Jeez.
If you want to look at the highest levels you find of CoQ10 in anything, where is it? It's in the heart. Which what this does, inadvertently, this chart shows you how important CoQ10 is to your body. Why? Because the highest levels of CoQ10 are found in the heart of pork and chicken heart. It would be the same in here we have chicken liver, beef heart, beef liver. So these vital organs that energy is required as a constant supply to sustain the work that they never stop doing. Our heart is constantly beating and circulating blood throughout our body, oxygenated blood, carrying away waste products, and then delivering it back to our liver, those waste products, to be processed. And our liver works 24/7, then processing the waste products present in the blood that's being delivered, that's being pumped by our heart. So these are the organs that never rest, and those are the organs that have the highest levels of CoQ10, which the consequences of knowing that our CoQ10 levels diminish as we get older. As I said before, someone at 80 years of age, their CoQ10 levels, the ability of their heart to produce and deliver CoQ10, it's less than half of what it is when they're 30 years of age. That's, to me, a frightening number, and it's a frightening number that compels a decision. And it's not like we're going to go out and consume, well, you could consume 2¼ pounds of pork heart every day, But I don't think that's practical, and I don't think we're going to do that. And that also has health consequences associated with it, because it's not just CoQ10. There's other ingredients in there that we don't want. So again, it's so sort of self-explanatory when you look at the role of CoQ10 in our body and you look at how it changes physiologically with age and the critical role it plays in all energy production. I think there's only one option, and the option is rationally, reasonably supplementing. And it used to mean that supplementing CoQ10 was a huge investment. Remember, this used to be not 20 some odd cents a capsule. It used to be a few dollars a capsule, but not anymore. And in those capsules, to make it easy, even easier to justify the investment, it's not just CoQ10. It's your vitamin D, it's your vitamin B12, it's your full B complex, and vitamin C. So it's sort of like a mini multivitamin for less than the price you'd ever dream of paying for CoQ10 or those other ingredients
Exactly,
themselves.
and haven't you all always told us that two of the things that are the most important things to supplement are coenzyme Q10 and are the vitamin D3. So two of the critical things to be supplementing are in that one capsule.
And when we talk about vitamin D, it's so important now that we're getting blood tests that validate what our level of vitamin D is. And the typical person, I say a minimum consumption of vitamin D should be 1,000 IU. Some people are saying crazy numbers, we should take 10,000 IU or something a day. Absolutely not. 1,000 IU is the good threshold level, but really where most people will find themselves to get a healthy blood level will be between 2,000 and 4,000 IU. The reason why our CoQ10 is at 1,000 and 2,000 is a typical multivitamin will then give you another 1,000 or 2,000. So between your multivitamin and your CoQ10, you're done. You don't need to supplement extra vitamin D. And that was really the goal here. So you get to the levels, and by the way, with vitamin D, if you're overweight, your body fat tends to sequester vitamin D. If you're overweight, you're going to need to supplement more to achieve the same blood level.
And just to note, if you have a minute to go read reviews on hsn.com, out of 3,800 reviews, over 3,500 are excellent. Out of 3,800 reviews, over 3,500 are excellent. So if you have a minute, go check out what all the other men and women who have ordered this product or taking this product and love the product have to say about it. You can read those reviews on hsn.com. I want to show you the choices one more time. I want to remind you that this only happens once a year. When Andrew offers coenzyme Q10, he normally does not put the vitamin D3 for free in the formula. That is for today. And today only. It's a one-time, one shot to get the vitamin D at no charge. In fact, we have the regular formula here, the CoQ10 200 with the B complex. It has the vitamin C, but it doesn't have the vitamin D in it. So if you don't need to be taking the vitamin D, if you're taking a separate vitamin D, you can order it without. Otherwise, you can order the 1,000, you can order the 2,000. Most of us, I mean, I order the 2,000, why not? Because then I don't have to buy a separate vitamin D. It works out perfectly. To show you one more time what the choices are, 50, 100, 200, 400, or 600 count. Again, these are counts we normally don't offer. We don't normally offer a 600 cap size. That is only for the today's special. If you were buying the vitamin D and the CoQ separately, you'd be spending over $500. The vitamin D alone would cost more than $100. And then the CoQ is around $400. So at $169.90, it is a huge value. Normally you can't even buy 200 capsules for $169.90. You're getting triple that for less money than the regular price. Over here is your savings, $338, $198, $107, $60, and $31. You are saving way more than you're spending, and obviously exponentially as you get into the larger sizes, the savings gets bigger. So that's why we get excited. We all wait till this day to stock up on our coenzyme Q10 because you're saving a lot. I mean, not only you're doing something wonderful for yourself, but you're really saving a lot of money. I mean, you're saving hundreds of dollars when you add up. I mean, I was showing you that chart earlier. When you're buying those separate products, when you buy the C and the D and the, what's the other one, and the B,
B12.
You're looking at almost $300. Just on those three products alone, you'd be at $291.
And even if you looked at the Today special that we've had on vitamin D in the past, or B12 in the past, and vitamin C in the past, it would still be more expensive, those three ingredients, than the price today for all of those combined with your CoQ10. Small, easy to swallow capsule. What I was gonna do, I just mentioned about the heart. And we have great charts that talk about the health of your gums. And the health of our gums is critical to the health of our teeth. Oral health is really driven by the health of our gums. And CoQ10 is the only ingredient with a significant body, the only supplement ingredient with a significant body of research talking about gum health. Even talking about our hearing. And I'll find the charts here. There's some charts here talking about its role in terms of protecting the cochlea from the damage that occurs from noise, or just the normal age-related, oxidation-related changes that happens in the cochlea of our ear. And the cochlea is the part of our ear that really changes. It's kind of when we talk about the retina of our eye, where the visual image is formed. The cochlea is where the auditory neurological impulse is formed that then gets sent to the brain. I forget what it's called, like the vestibular cochlear nerve or something like that. Oh, gee,
that's on the tip of my tongue.
The auditory nerve is, I think it's called like the vestibular cochlear, I forget.
He's looking over at me like it's going to pop out of my mouth.
I forget. But it's been a while since I looked at that. But again, so again, our cochlea, we talk about CoQ10 and the retina. So any tissue in our body requires energy to maintain itself, to repair itself, and CoQ10 is the central molecule involved in that energy production. But just a chart that deals with the heart that I was talking about a moment ago, which is so important. From critical reviews in food science and nutrition, in healthy conditions, myocardium mitochondria, that's heart mitochondria. The mitochondria are the powerhouses that generate energy in our cells, possess the highest CoQ10 levels as compared with other tissues. And a growing evidence supports the notion that CoQ10 deficiency has a role in heart health. Only half of CoQ10 production persists in the myocardium at the age of 80 years because of the decline in its endogenous production. And that goes not just for the heart, it goes for the liver, it goes for the brain, it goes for skeletal muscle. So our body struggles to deal with its energy requirements as we age. Several studies concerning heart health conclude that a CoQ10 supplement between 50 and 300 milligrams per day appears to be the optimal dose, which here you are at 200 milligrams, which is the perfect dose. From Indian Heart Health, myocardial tissues of aging hearts are reported to be deficient in CoQ10. One novel therapeutic avenue is to modulate cardiac energetics, to really manage cardiac energetics. Therapies that can prevent myocardial energy depletion may play a role in heart health, and specifically they're talking about CoQ10.
Excellent.
So that was that one. If we want to go to the starting charts here that really give background on the ingredient, these are just summarizing what CoQ10 is. CoQ10 functions exactly like an essential and protective vitamin. Technically in our body, vitamins work as coenzymes. By its very name, coenzyme Q10 is technically functioning like a vitamin. The only thing that makes it not a vitamin is the fact that our body can produce it. But because our body produces less and less as we get older, it becomes, as we age, and I'm talking just as we age into our 30s, 40s, and after, it really becomes a vitamin, an essential vitamin. Must be present in all living cells or they cannot produce energy or remain alive. Reduced levels are a normal result of aging, stress, poor diet, smoking, consumption of alcohol, and prescription drugs. So most drugs, whether it's going to be statin drugs, antidepressants, drugs for osteoporosis, affect levels of CoQ10. Fatigue is among the most common and frequent complaints heard by physicians. CoQ10 is the body's key central molecule for all cellular energy production in its role as an electron transport molecule. By moving those electrons and moving that electrical potential, that's the energy we experience.
Interesting.
Reduced CoQ10 levels can logically and inevitably result in low energy and fatigue. It's essential for the production of all energy for all metabolic work within all cells, tissues, and organs. Our vital organs require a constant supply of energy, and CoQ10 is required to keep them functioning their very best. That's why when we looked at the foods with the best levels of CoQ10, it was the liver and heart from cows or pigs. The highest levels of CoQ10 are found in the most vital organs: heart, brain, liver, kidneys, lungs, and pancreas.
Amazing. Because
they're the most energy dependent, and they also require the most protection. The heart muscle never rests. The heart delivers all oxygen nutrients to all cells for all energy production. The heart requires abundant energy in the most CoQ10 of all organs. Abundant CoQ10 is required for optimal heart function and general health. The brain never rests, even when we sleep. The brain is at the center of our consciousness, of our conscious and unconscious universe. It is at the center of our consciousness. Pound for pound, the brain uses more energy than any other vital organ. Due to these extreme energy requirements, healthy, optimum brain function requires abundant levels of CoQ10. So you don't have to choose whether it's your brain or your heart or your liver or your pancreas. They all depend on CoQ10, which CoQ10 with age gets compromised. There are approximately 100 trillion cells in the human body. Each of those cells rely on as many as 1,000 mitochondria, their little powerhouses, to use its CoQ10 to produce all that cell's energy. The result, as many as 100 quadrillion mitochondria in our bodies
all those zeros, what that
rely on CoQ10 to produce all our energy, which again is, to me, it's the only common sense approach. So many of us invest in caffeinated beverages or caffeinated supplements for more energy. The most common sense approach to energy is affecting how our body produces and how we experience energy. A stimulant will only come with consequences down the road. This product comes with no consequences, no side effects. It only comes with benefits, that's all.
There we go. Okay, in case you are just stopping by, maybe you were on the West Coast and you were out and about, this is our anniversary today special with Andrew Lessman. 22 years, we do this once a year. It's not only the most important product Andrew brings us, but it's a unique formula we do only for this one day. Earlier, a few minutes ago, we had a large wait in the phone room. We've been able to clear through that. There is no wait. If you call us up right now, there's people waiting to take your phone calls, so jump in, call right now, get those orders in, or log on to hsn.com. We'd love to help you. The greatest part about this is today as you order it, it is the most comprehensive formula that Andrew offers in Coenzyme Q10. You can get any size you want. You can do a try me. Most people are ordering the 600 count, and most people are getting the formula that has 2,000 of the vitamin D3. You could do no D3, 1,000 D3, or 2,000 D3. So it's completely up to you. As I said, most people are going with the 2,000 D3, and then you just pick the size, whether you want us to send you the 50, the 100, the 200, the 400, or the 600 count. Here is if you were buying those products separately. I'm gonna take this chart and just show you. Here's the regular HSN pricing. Here's where the pricing would go at midnight. However, I will tell you this expires. Andrew does not normally even carry this size. $399.90 is the regular HSN price. We took out the fact that you're getting over $100 worth of D3 basically for free, because that's not ever normally in the formula. $169.90 is the biggest value. That is pennies a capsule. It's a drop in the bucket when you hear about the health benefits of taking this product. It's kind of remarkable, really. When Andrew talks about it's most highly concentrated in the most important organs in our body. It's found in every single cell in our body. The cell can't be alive without Coenzyme Q10. As we get older, our Coenzyme Q10 depletes. As you know, and again, if you're under stress, if you drink alcohol, if you don't eat perfectly, and most people don't, if you don't get enough exercise, there's all these things that sort of compound the issues. And that's why the fact that this is an easy little capsule, and in one capsule, you're getting all of these things we're talking about. One capsule, you get the 2,000 of the D3. You get your B complex in one capsule. That's what you have to take a day, is one capsule. It's pretty great. The vitamin C is in there as well, and the Coenzyme Q10, the 200 milligrams of Coenzyme Q10. So it's very exciting, and that's why we all wait. Once a year, we stock up on this. Carlos, my husband, and I both take this product, so we wait for it to become a Today's Special, because the savings is unlike anything we can possibly offer. And the fact that you're buying the world's finest, there's CoQ available elsewhere. In fact, Andrew, years ago, when he started offering this on HSN over 20 years ago, nobody had heard of it. Nobody knew what you were talking about. He had to really educate all of us on the importance of Coenzyme Q10 and why we should be supplementing it. Well, now you hear about it a lot. You read about it a lot. You probably see Coenzyme Q10 products, you know, in your health food store or wherever you shop for, you know, health products. The point here is that this is the, if you're going to take CoQ10, this is the CoQ10 you want to be taking. This is the world's finest. These are the world's finest vitamins. And the fact you get such a comprehensive formula, no other manufacturers are giving you a free vitamin D product when you're buying your CoQ10, that's for sure.
And with 600 capsules, say in the large size, or 400 capsules in the size below, at one capsule a day, that's lasting you almost 2 years on the large size and over a year on the size below it. So, and again, this is a product that used to be a few dollars a capsule, and now it's just, what is it, under 30 cents a capsule in the large size. And remember, of course, CoQ10, when you buy a typical CoQ10, all you're getting is with a number of additives. We use no additives. Our product is 100% pure. The only thing we're adding are ingredients that are going to deliver greater benefits. You're going to enjoy a better CoQ10 product, a more effective CoQ10 product, which is why when you look at the thousands of reviews on this product, over 95% of them are positive. That's unusual, but this product is unusually effective. What I was going to read is just some quotes from the science. There's a lot of great science. The reviews on this are really compelling. I'm not sure if we'll get a chance to, maybe in a little while we'll get a chance to read some reviews, but the science is so compelling, that's where I like to focus. But as we start here from current neurovascular research, it was reported that animals supplemented on CoQ10 may reach a significantly longer mean lifespan, 11.7% higher. So just, we're now talking longevity in animal studies. A significantly higher maximum lifespan, 24%, and increased learning capacity than non-supplemented animals, suggesting that a long-term supplementation with a small dosage of CoQ10 may represent a good anti-aging strategy. The whole thing before that, I wouldn't say good, that sounds great to me, but scientists tend to be understated. From critical reviews in food science and nutrition, the human body biosynthesizes CoQ10. The human body can make CoQ10, but its endogenous tissue levels drop progressively with increasing age. And we're not talking at age 70 or 80. Levels start dropping in our 30s. CoQ10 is chiefly found in the most active organs like heart, kidney, and liver, where an even greater decline can be observed with increasing age. I just talked before. In our heart alone, about a 50%, over a 50% decline at age 80. Wow. Critical reviews in food science and nutrition. The intracellular biosynthesis of CoQ10 begins through a cascade of amino acid precursors which indispensably require 8 vitamins, namely, and this is again why this product is so comprehensive, many of us lack the vitamins necessary to make our own CoQ10. So not only do I give you 200 milligrams of the best CoQ10, I also give you the B6, the vitamin C, the vitamin B2, the vitamin B12, the only orally absorbable B12, folic acid, the best form of folic acid, niacin and pantothenic acid, B3 and B5. So you also get all the ingredients necessary to even improve your own production of CoQ10. From the International Journal of Cardiology, endogenous synthesis of CoQ10 in the body declines with age, indicating a rationale for supplementation in the elderly. So again, here we're talking about the fact that even reputable journals recognize the role that CoQ10 supplementation can play. From cancer epidemiology, biomarkers, and prevention, cellular and tissue levels of CoQ10 decrease with age, and cellular levels below a critical threshold are incompatible with life. From nutrition, Coenzyme Q10 supplements at a dose of 150 milligrams can decrease oxidative stress and increase antioxidant enzyme activity. A higher dose of CoQ10 supplements, greater than 150 milligrams per day, might promote rapid and sustainable antioxidation, reduced oxidative stress. And what's interesting about CoQ10, it underscores how well our bodies are designed. So CoQ10 is necessary for the transport of electrons for the production of energy. It's the oxidation of fuel in our body that creates that electrical potential, the transport of electrons that CoQ10 performs to create energy. But that production of energy also creates free radicals. It also creates electrons that aren't advantageous, but actually could be damaging and harmful. So CoQ10 also plays a role in capturing these errant, damaging electrons. So not only does it capture and transport electrons that are associated with our energy production that we need, but it also captures electrons that could otherwise, these free radicals, that could otherwise cause cellular damage. It's part of the brilliant design that is our body, that the same molecule that's essential for transporting electrons and creating energy is also capable of capturing that electrical potential, those electrons that could be damaging.
And you know what's really exciting about it too when you take it? You hear all these health benefits. I mean, it's so incredibly important and healthy, but you feel so good when you take it. This is a feel the difference product. You will notice the difference and feel the difference when you take it. And it's a natural way to give yourself a better sense of well-being, get up and go, a better feeling of energy. That's what this provides for you. Again, it produces cellular energy. Every single cell in our body needs it to be alive. It's most highly concentrated in the largest organs in our body, our heart, our brain, our liver, our kidney, our pancreas. So this is such a wonderful, and then you hear all the other things. Andrew talks about how great it is just for even like gum health. There's so many wonderful, wonderful benefits. We all know the importance of supplementing vitamin D3. Most Americans, I think I've heard Andrew even talk about the fact that it's not just an epidemic, it's a pandemic.
80 to 100% of Americans
are deficient in vitamin D. We need to be supplementing vitamin D3. So how wonderful that you buy your CoQ, the D is free. You're not paying a penny for that. In fact, if you want no D in the formula, we have that as well. But you get vitamin D3, the 1,000 or the 2,000, no charge. And then you're giving yourself that very vital and important vitamin D that, again, virtually almost every single American needs to be supplementing because we're not getting enough vitamin D in our body, in our diet, and we are not getting enough, you know, a lot of us are not laying in the sun every day, getting our vitamin D from the sun the way we maybe otherwise could. But bottom line is, those are just a couple of the wonderful things about this product. There's so much to talk about here. When you think about it, I mean, you talk about all of these incredible benefits. When you first introduced CoQ10, we talked a lot about heart health. We talked, you know, it's interesting over the years how more research happens and how the product evolves and the ingredients evolve and we learn more, and it kind of is exciting to know you're doing all of these great things for yourself. But the point here is as we get older, we produce less and less and less of our coenzyme Q10. It's as simple as that, right?
And we produce very limited amounts to start with.
Right.
So our ability to produce CoQ10 is limited to begin with. As we get older, it becomes even more limited. Most of us, as we get older, are taking medications, cholesterol-lowering drugs, antidepressants, drugs for osteoporosis, antihypertensives, drugs for high blood pressure. These have an impact on our body's ability to produce CoQ10. In fact, statin drugs directly inhibit it. There's a very simple chart I could show there. The statin drugs are called HMG-CoA reductase inhibitors. It's an enzyme that's involved in the production of cholesterol. So it's good to inhibit an enzyme that produces cholesterol because we produce less cholesterol. But there's a bad side there. I talked about before how remarkable our body is, how efficient it is, that CoQ10 not only produces energy, but it protects us from the fallout from energy production. It produces energy, it also protects us from the production of energy. But our body, that enzyme, HMG-CoA reductase, that enzyme, unfortunately, not only does it produce cholesterol, it produces CoQ10. So when we inhibit that enzyme and inhibit cholesterol production, yes, it lowers cholesterol levels, that's great. It lowers CoQ10 levels, that's horrible, because that's not directly related to heart health. In fact, that's not in the interest of heart health or energy level or the health of any of the organs in our body. So unfortunately, well, with every single statin prescription should come a little note that advises you to take CoQ10. In fact, with most prescription drugs, that should be a little note that comes along with it. So again, this is not a problem to be taken with cholesterol-lowering drugs. In fact, it's a great idea to be taken with cholesterol-lowering drugs. But I was just going to read some reviews. I haven't read any reviews all evening, and I just grabbed some.
Do you know that you have 3,200 perfect 5-star reviews on this?
But what's amazing, out of the 3,200, I think there are only about 400 or 500 reviews that aren't perfect.
You're right. You're right. Actually, you're absolutely right. That is crazy when you look at this.
Of the 3,200 reviews, I think there's only 169 reviews that are 1 or 2 stars. And I've often gone to look at the 1 or 2 star reviews.
Amazing.
And what often the 1 and 2 star reviews are, the product arrived late, or the box was damaged by the shipper, or things like that. So it actually doesn't relate to the product at all. But regardless,
right.
To think that this is a product that is so remarkably positively reviewed.
Yes, so perfect.
Well, but all that's getting reviewed is basically Mother Nature's handiwork, that all I've sought to do here is to make the world's best, most comprehensive, most effective, most beneficial CoQ10 product. I've been doing it longer than anyone else, I am sure. I don't know of anyone else back in 1984 that had a CoQ10 supplement. I don't know of many other companies at all that had CoQ10 supplements in the 1980s. And only a few people started to jump in the 90s. It really wasn't until around 2000 that CoQ10 became a significantly popular ingredient. And by then, I had already been offering it for almost 20 years.
Amazing.
So we're rather experienced when it comes to making the best CoQ10 supplement. And the reviews speak for themselves, and we'll read a few of them right now.
Let's do it.
So, best on the market. I've been taking Coenzyme Q10 200 along with Andrew's other vitamins and supplements since the beginning of time. That makes me feel older already. I like the capsules, freshness of the product, special pricing on his visits, and integrity of his company. I'm 67 and attribute my good health to taking this and his products since he started with HSN. The benefit for me is being healthy and not having to take any pharmaceutical medications. Thank you, Andrew, for helping me stay healthy from Lois in Florida.
Wonderful,
Also,
Lois.
what I was going to mention that, and we didn't mention, Lois had mentioned the integrity of my company. All of my products, we talked about earlier that we have to ship our Choco Nuvo a little later because it's a little hotter. That we have always, since the beginning of time, had no carbon footprint. So my facility is 100% solar powered, and it's not a small facility. And that facility is entirely solar powered. So if anybody tells you solar panels don't work, it was an excellent investment on my part. They definitely work. We get no power bill, and we're located in Henderson, Nevada. And imagine what an air conditioning bill would be for a facility like that in July, August, or September. So solar power works. It also means that we're not, even beyond whatever climate change or global warming or things like that, when you burn fossil fuels, you generate pollution. There's no fossil fuels being burned to create our products. I approach our business the same way when I go out in nature. I love to run mountain trails and mountain bike, and I always apply, there's, I guess, an old adage, an old Native American saying that when you go out into nature, the only thing you leave behind are footprints, and the only thing you take with you are memories. So we try to only deliver good memories, good experiences to you, and we don't leave footprints. We try to go about doing our job as a responsible company, an ethical company that's being responsible to our planet, responsible to you. Again, this CoQ10, the only thing in that capsule, there's no binders, there's no fillers, there's no lubricants, there's no additives at all. I bet there's not another CoQ10 product in the world that could say that. You get your CoQ10, you get non-acidic vitamin C, you get a full B complex, you get B12, and you get your vitamin D. You get all of these wonderful, beneficial, active ingredients and no undesirable colors and binders and fillers and sweeteners and sugars or anything else like that.
There we go. Okay, we're gonna hear some more of these wonderful reviews. There's a clock on your screen, by the way. We only have a few more minutes to talk about this in this hour, so I hope you're able to get your today's special.
Yep, we'll read a couple more. So that was Lois. Definitely a winner for me. My doctor recommended CoQ10 because I have difficulty with higher dose statins. So doctors now are recommending CoQ10 for their patients taking statin drugs. Anyone taking statins, CoQ10 is just, it's something you have to do because the statins suppress or inhibit HMG reductase, and that's what makes CoQ10 in our body. I chose the Lessman brand because of the quality and was happy to see it contains vitamin B12. After taking it for 2 weeks, I definitely have a higher level of energy, no more mid to late afternoon slumps in energy. I will definitely keep taking the product from Ginger in North Carolina. And
Wonderful.
So many folks who take statins struggle with their side effects, struggle with fatigue. Believer. I've always been a skeptic when it comes to supplements. Like many people over the years, I would buy a bottle here and there from my local drugstore of a supplement, but I did not completely trust that I was getting what was written on the label, nor was I comfortable that they were working as stated. Andrew's supplements are unbelievable, and the only ones I will buy. After reading extensively about CoQ10 and the benefits of supplementing with it, I ordered this from Andrew. I feel better and know my health, which is a precious gift, is better. I never felt differently when I used other manufacturers' products. You can feel the difference with these. I am definitely a believer now.
Wonderful. What nice reviews these are.
Coenzyme Q10, absolutely the best out there. Thanks once again, Andrew Lessman, for bringing us the treasure better than gold and making it affordable for all. The good you do will never go unnoticed. If you've never tried Andrew's vitamins, start with this and the aloe and omega-3. Another great product from Andrew. If I don't take anything else for some reason, I make sure I take this every day. As I say, it's the most important product I make. I've taken and trusted Andrew's products for years and will continue taking and recommending them. I've referred dozens of people to Andrew's vitamins. Heart healthy. I continue to use CoQ10 and I'm amazed at the great results. I feel more energized and my health is much better. And again, it's not a stimulant. It's giving your cells what they need to produce energy. It's not stimulating them artificially. I've not taken my pressure medicine in 3 months and my pressure continues to be normal. I was going to say, hopefully they're still checking their pressure. So I'm glad I'm using the product. Sandy in Florida. In fact, I'll keep going in a sec, but since blood pressure came up, this ingredient is rare in that when it comes to whether it's blood pressure we're keeping our eye on, and many blood pressure medications lower our inherent CoQ10 levels, or blood sugar we're keeping our eye on, or say our triglycerides or our cholesterol. Whatever ones we're making efforts of those, and those 4 numbers are pretty determinative of our good health. If you're watching those numbers, then CoQ10 is your ally, your partner in helping support healthy numbers. So again, CoQ10, it's more than just energy production, but then if you look at it as energy production, all of the work our body does requires adequate energy supply. So the degree to which we can manage our blood pressure or our blood sugar, the degree to which our heart and our brain are going to function well, the degree to which our gums can be healthy, our eyes can protect themselves, our ears can protect themselves over the course of a lifetime. It's no wonder I could read you charts, scientific clinical studies talking about each of those structures or tissues or organs, because they all depend on energy, not just to do their work, but to repair themselves, maintain themselves over our lifetime. So it's no wonder that something that is essential, the central molecule for energy production, affects the function, the health, the longevity, the quality of those organs in our body.
There we go. I know we're almost out of time in this hour. So happy so many of you have called in. You can see already over 14,000 people have called to order our today's special. If you are new to Andrew's Coenzyme Q10, this is the best day of the year to buy it. It's one time only. It's the anniversary visit. And as you heard Andrew said, it is the single most important product he manufactures. The single most important thing to supplement is right here in this jar. And if you're thinking about it at all, you can call us, you can log on to hsn.com, you can make that first flex payment. We'll send this home to you, get going on it. You will notice a difference, you will feel a difference, and you're doing something so great for yourself. None of us are perfect. Every day, we all try to do our best, but we don't always eat perfect, exercise perfect. We don't always do everything exactly the way we know we should. This is the one perfect thing you can do for your body every single day. That's why I love taking these vitamins so much. It makes you feel so good knowing you're doing something excellent for yourself, for your health, every single day. They are easy to swallow, and the best part is the health benefits you will get and the way you will feel when you take this product. So jump in here if you want the 600, the 400, whatever size you want to order. We have them all waiting for you. You decide if you want any vitamin D3. If you don't want vitamin D3, get the regular CoQ10, or you do the 1,000 or the 2,000 vitamin D3. It's really easy. I hope you get yours because it's a one-day only irresistible offer.
And this is probably going to seem like a complicated chemistry, but it really isn't. Just look at it as an assembly line. And there's an assembly line in our body that produces cholesterol, and it also is the same assembly line. Say if an assembly line at General Motors made 2 different cars. If you stop the assembly line on making one car, you can't make the other car. So this same assembly line here is responsible for cholesterol. It's responsible for CoQ10. When you take a cholesterol-lowering drug, it interferes with HMG-CoA reductase, it stops your production or reduces your production of cholesterol, does the same to your CoQ10. Bisphosphonates, drugs for osteoporosis. Antidepressants, drugs for high blood pressure. There's a wide number of drugs that affect either the HMG-CoA reductase or the farnesyl synthase. So either one of those are vulnerable steps in production that drugs, unfortunately, one of their side effects is attacking those two areas. And unfortunately, that means less CoQ10. As it is, the natural aging process, you know, a healthy heart at the age of 80 is going to be producing about less than half the CoQ10, less than half the CoQ10 than at 35. All I know is I want to have at 80 the same levels of CoQ10 because that's what determines my heart or my skeletal muscle or my liver's ability to not just produce energy to do its work, to produce energy to protect itself. And one of the problems we have with aging, it's kind of a downhill spiral, in that once we gain speed downhill and we can't really do the work to maintain those tissues struggle even more. And CoQ10 is the center of that energy process that allows our body to do